First of all, it says overthinking, question mark. Gosh, this feels like an ad.
Look, plug yourself. Do it. Keep going. Okay. I was just about to ask about when's the Good Gratitude app coming out. You just said first.
True. Wait on it. Wait on it.
What is going on? Welcome to Rue's Room, where we get into the nitty-gritty of the artists and creatives in the Australian scene. I am Rue, aka the Culture Black Kid, and today we have Henrietta Amevor. She is a Ghanaian-Australian actor and now author of the, I'm going to say hit, journal, The Good Gratitude, which is available now, so make sure you go cop one. Henry, how are you doing, like, for real? How are you doing?
I'm good, Rue.
Good.
I'm blessed and highly favored.
That's good. That's good. It's been a amazing journey from my perspective.
Yeah.
Seeing from, when you hinted at it to when you finally explained to people what it is, to
you've been there from
build
the beginning. Yo.
To the launch, to the launch
Yes,
events that happened
yes.
a couple of weeks ago as when we're shooting. How has the journey been so far? I guess even taking it back, I know you talked about it a bit at the event, but for the people who missed out, how was the journey from the inception of the Good Gratitude to this current moment been?
Cool. First of all, thank you for having me.
Of course.
This is so fun.
Of course.
I love this. I love getting the chance to talk about this and talk about the journey, because that's what this is all about, you know?
Exactly.
So thank you for having me on. I think it's going to be fun. Of course. My journey, like you said, I spoke a little bit about it at the launch, but I had the idea way back when in 2020. And what it was back then was a series of words of affirmation that I had written to myself. Just like, when I've been going through a hard time, or, just like writing poetry to make sense of what's happening around me, I would write those things in my notes app on my phone. And in 2020, I had the idea to put them all together, and I wanted to just, share them with the world. But I didn't know what format that would take. I just knew that it would be a book, and then I would share them. I wanted to share them. And so I had them in my notes app, and then I put them into Canva to try and make a template. And I had just been putting my words in there, putting my words in there. And then I always like to say that God put on my heart to make it a gratitude journal. So I was like, okay, cool, this makes the most sense, because, they're words that I've written to myself. Like, why not put it together into something that people can write words to themselves too? So put it together, had the idea it was going to be a gratitude journal. Let's go, let's not go, sit back down, imposter syndrome, grabbed me by my neck and said, girl, no, where are you going? She said, get back here. She said, get back here. She said, where do you think you're going? She said, where do you think you're going? And so I shut my laptop room, shut my laptop, and just didn't work on it for a minute. A minute being 2 years. I just didn't work on it at all. And then in 2023 was the year that I got a tax return. Oh, was it 2022? Anyways, I don't remember when the money hit, but the money hit. And I was like, I was like, okay, some way, somehow, I have to make this work, because I've had this idea. I wasn't working on it, but the idea was still knocking on my heart.
For sure.
And I was like, I have to make this work. It's been on my heart to do. I need to at least give it a shot. And so one of the things that was also holding me back was lack of capital and not knowing how to start, where to go. So now that I had the money, I was like, cool, let's start putting our mouths where the money is, the other way around, Didn't know anything about business, listened to a bunch of business podcasts, Googled, asked questions, had coffees with people who had already done done what I'm trying to do now, and just asked questions, and got my product out there.
Oh, for sure.
Got my product out there, and then, like you said, I was teasing it out in the beginning, I started a brand, it's called The Good Gratitude, but I'm not telling you what it is and when it's coming out. And that was just a cheeky thing, because, it just spoke to who I am as a person, and it's just like, I'm not telling you, well, stay tuned. Right? And there was literally it was just a bit of fun that I wanted to have. But also the strategy was also to get people to sign up to the mailing list, to build that mailing list. Yeah, so that's what I was doing at the time, was just teasing the brand and building the mailing list, so that when it came time, we did a pre-sale, had the pre-sale. A week later, it was on the journal actually dropped for everyone. And then 2 weeks after that was the launch. And here we are today. I launched on the 15th of January online, just Instagram and TikTok.
Right,
and then, and then pre-sale, I can't remember the date of the pre-sale, but the public sale was 15th of April. Today is the 21st of May. So it's been about just over a month.
Just over a month,
since like public sale.
Live,
And then launch was on 4th of May. So altogether, January, February, March, April, May, 5 months.
No, fire. And you almost sold out.
Period.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear, you know. See, black business.
Let's go.
You know, we be doing it.
Yes, we are.
Doing it. No, I love that. I absolutely love that. And, you know, it's been so, again, dope to see the journey from being like, what is this good gratitude thing that you are talking about, to seeing what it is. And then, you know, even that lining up with just my journey of just how I've been going through the past couple of years. I'm like, I need this. I absolutely need this.
I love to hear that.
Unfortunately I haven't copped one yet, but
like, what you doing?
But I get paid tomorrow. I get paid tomorrow. See, you need
when I get home, I'm gonna package one specially for you, Ru.
I appreciate that.
Especially for you.
So I'm gonna DM you. I'm like, yep, receipt. It's in. I bought it. But no, I'm so happy for your journey, and
Thank
again,
you.
you know, just seeing black people win. I love it.
Me too.
I absolutely love it.
Yes.
Now, as I said at the top, we get into the nitty gritty. You know, now that we've got the little bit of the bio and all that out the way, we're gonna get to know you. We're gonna get to know a little bit more about, you know, your journey and all that stuff. Nice. And what I'm gonna start with, before we get to any questions, is actually how we met, which, funnily enough, isn't what we talked about before we started recording. No. We actually met at Kingdom City.
We met at Kingdom City,
church,
yes.
Which is the church that you go to, the one and only time that I went. But
really?
Yep, the one and only time I went. But funnily enough, it was the same day.
Love that.
That you were there.
Yeah.
And I think I turned to Shell and was like, yo, is that Henry? Because we were about to go see Is God Is like the next week or something like that.
Yes.
And I was like, yo, that's crazy that, you know, we ran into each other. So that, and then I saw you and Massey in Is God Is, yes. Which if you haven't watched the Massey episode, you know, talked a little bit on that. So, yeah, and then just from there,
we're just in each other's circles now. Let's go.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, I think a final question before I get into the official questions that I have written down is, seeing as I met you at Kingdom City, I'm curious about how your idea of, you know, gratitude / maybe manifestation built into like faith. I know that the concept of manifestation isn't really a Christian ideal. It's more I think more a global ideal. But there are aspects of Christianity where it's, you know, thanking God and, you know, knowing that if you put your trust in Him, that's, you know,
it comes back.
Exactly. I'm just interested how that all kind of
100%
comes together.
And the reason why I asked for clarification is because there's a billion ways I could answer that question.
Of course.
There's so many ways. Like, and I'll start with this. I think gratitude for me, gratitude means so many things to so many people. But for me, it comes down to thanking God for everything that I have. Because I know that I would have nothing without what God has given me. I always like to say that the good gratitude is my gift from God. Like, I feel like, I don't know, it's just something that God gave me to steward in this season of my life. And I truly feel like, you know, this is part of my purpose to do this. I really feel that way because I love it. I love it so much. I feel like it's brought me closer to God as well. I also feel like, I've just needed to feel tapped into God and the things of God in order to do this well.
For sure.
I said it at my launch, but, you know, I've prayed over every single step of this journey. And I can now, and I will constantly sit from a standpoint of thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for this journey. Thank you, God, for touching lives through this, because let me tell you something, Rue. It's so easy to get caught up in the source of, Henry, you're doing so well. Henry, like, this is amazing. It's so easy to be like,
yes.
Yeah. But one thing that God has been telling me right now is like, yeah, you're doing well, but don't ever forget where your help comes from.
Yeah.
And for me, that's where my source of gratitude comes from. It's just like, God, I know I couldn't do this on my own. Thank you. And also, I like the concept of gratitude in itself is just giving thanks and just recognizing that, you know, maybe we don't have everything that we want, but more times we have everything that we need.
Yeah.
And just giving thanks for that and appreciating what we have. Like, our mission statement is shifting us closer to an appreciation for what we have rather than a fixation on what we lack.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I try and champion through the book and through our Instagram and social media, just a closer appreciation for the things that we do have, be they big, be they small, appreciating them.
Yeah.
And that will look different for everyone. But since you're asking me,
yeah, for sure.
I'm thanking God.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Dope. I love that.
Yeah.
Let's get into the crux.
Yes.
My first question to you is, what percentage of yourself do you think your inner circle really knows about you?
Ooh. You know what's annoying about this guy? He sent me homework and that question was not on the list. But it's a good question.
But you did that, but you still did your homework of watching the other interviews. Did you
I
not?
did. Even the first question.
Those questions? In those interviews? See, that's the thing. Listen, for anyone who I might have in future episodes, I sent you the specific homework of the items that we're gonna get to.
Yeah.
But if you watch at least one of the episodes, every single episode of this show is exactly the same. I ask exactly the same questions.
I love it. Even the first question wasn't on the list, but I love it.
No, that's true.
We're keeping it dynamic.
Exactly.
This is good. But what percentage of me does my inner circle know?
Yes.
I'm probably going to give them, my inner circle is really small. I know like a lot of people. I know I have a lot of networks and, you know, friends who I see and hang out with and who I love with all my heart. But my inner circle is really small. And it also includes my family. I would probably give them, like 80%.
80%?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd probably give them 80%.
Okay. And... oh, how am I going to word this? So usually, obviously I do music, so I interview a lot of artists and I say, what percentage of that do you think you've shared in your music so far? But I'm going to ask instead, and you can choose which way you go, how much of that do you think you've shared in your acting?
Yeah.
Or how much of that do you think you've poured into the journal so far?
This is such a great question, Rue.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good at what you do.
I try my best.
I love that question. And oftentimes we don't get to answer a question like that. How much of it have I put into my acting and into my journal?
Yeah.
I think the reason why I said that I feel like my purpose is really the good gratitude is because I've been able to pour my heart into this brand and this business. Yeah. My heart is literally in it.
Yeah.
And it's been such a blessing and so nice to be able to do that, to share my heart and to just speak about what's been on my heart. So I probably give good gratitude like 95%, maybe 90%. There's some things that people don't know, but like I've had the most freedom to share myself in that brand.
No, for sure.
In my acting, not so much. I think acting has been an expression of like my talent, you know, and just like being able to express myself in that way, in a way that I love as well. But you can't always pick and choose, number one, the roles that you're playing. I mean, you can to an extent, but like you're playing a role. It's not you, the person.
But you didn't write I
didn't write the piece. Exactly.
The
ones that I've done, I haven't written the piece, so it's not me.
Yeah.
It's me playing other people's words. The talent is me, the acting is me, and so I'd probably give that 65%.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so interesting because, acting is something where you're playing another part.
Yeah.
But, it's so interesting, how much of yourself you still bring into that other part.
Yes.
And, I love when...
you bring your own flavor to it as well.
Exactly. So, okay, cool. Well, hopefully through the show and tell that I mentioned,
Ooh, yeah.
that we can get to know a bit more of that 80% or 65% or
cool.
the other, I forgot the other percent that you said.
I think I gave them, oh yeah, TGG got 95.
Yeah, 95%.
Acting gets 65, and then Family and Friends get
80%.
80. Yeah. Wow, putting it that way, I'm like,
you're like, wait.
damn. I don't know. This is a rough ball. Like,
No, true. As long as you throw out a number, I'm like,
exactly.
Cool. Sweet. Hopefully through those percentages that we can get to know you a bit more. We're going to take back to primary school days, a little bit of a show and tell. I've sent Henry some questions and she has hopefully gathered some items. If not, then at least a dope story to go along with it. So let's kick it off. And what is something that represents who you are as a person?
Okay. I have it here.
Okay.
I think it's probably a little bit predictable.
Okay.
Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun.
I was so happy. I was really happy that you'd bring a copy. I was so happy. I was so happy that you brought a copy.
It's giving shameless plug, but it's also giving 95%.
Yes.
So I brought the Good Gratitude Journal with me. Yeah. This is what I brought with me. And this is actually my copy that I am writing in right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It's so interesting to ask you because, you're the creator of it. How has your journaling been so far in your own book? Or does it feel... Actually, no. Let me answer that question before I go to the next question. How's your journaling been so far in your own book?
Really good. I mean, when I first wrote it, I did test it. I didn't test the whole thing. I just tested like a week to understand the flow of it because you've probably seen it. It follows the same...
Once you get to a part, it's like, okay.
Exactly.
It kind of loops.
Exactly. So I'm on week 1, contentment. And I have found myself thinking about contentment throughout my week. I've found myself talking about it, reminding myself just to be content with what I have. Here's one that, I feel comfortable to share. It's one that I wrote in the morning. So the affirmation was, I'm grateful for the blessings that I have in my life. And the question is, what's working well in my life right now? Number 1 is my business. Number 2, I am filled with joy. Number 3 is my health. What are 3 things I love about my life? Number 1 is my family. Number 2, my new business. And number 3 is my friends. So it's just like helping me just to think about the good things that I have right now. And I'm enjoying it.
No, for sure.
And it's so quick. It literally takes 2 minutes in the morning. Yeah.
Bet. No, for sure. And just as a final piece of advice, and I guess to myself as a novice of journaling, what would you say to anyone who's like a bit more nervous? Is like, I want to support, but journaling is, I've never journaled before in my life. I have no idea how to do it. As you might see it if you've seen the book or maybe not, that it's laid out exactly for novices like myself.
Friends, I've laid it out for you guys. I've laid it out, and I'm someone who really enjoys journaling. I journal a lot. There's even pages in the back to journal if that's what you're into. But yeah, you've got morning and evening prompts, 2 questions every morning. In the morning, they're dot points, which means you don't have to think too hard. Because, when you wake up in the morning, it's still a bit foggy, Just dot point it, And then you write about what you're looking forward to in the morning. And then in the evening, you write about what you were grateful for. It's not dated, which means if you miss a day or miss a week, you can always just pick back up where you left off. I am a serial overthinker. I'm trying to get over it, but it's real hard, yo. It's real hard. So I put in the back, it's a think it through model.
Oh, fire.
Yeah, there's 10 of them. If they run out, you have the template now. You can do it on your own, on your phone, wherever you want. And the questions are what? First of all, it says overthinking, ? Gosh, this feels like an ad.
Look, plug yourself. Do it. Keep going. Okay. I was just about to ask about when's the Good Gratitude app coming out. You just said first.
True. Wait on it. Wait on it. But it says overthinking, ? Take time to sift through your thoughts with this model. Write as many bullet points as you need, but I gave you 3 to help guide the structure. So the first question is, what is worrying me? Second question is, what is working well? And the third question is, what can I control? And I did that because that's something that I like to use when I'm overthinking. Like, I put there what is worrying me because you need to get that out. Yep. You need to talk about what's worrying you. You need to address it. What is working well? Because more time we fixate, or I fixate on what's not working well, you know?
Yeah.
And then, so let's write about like what's working well, because surely there's got to be something that's working well. Sure. And then what can I control? What can I do in this moment? So that's the Good Gratitude Journal. It's literally laid out for you. You're going through 9 different pillars of gratitude every week. They are, I can do it off the top of my head, contentment, self-love, joy, empathy, truth, appreciation, recognition, hope, and patience. Yeah, and that's the journal.
Bet. Yeah. And, you know, I usually save it for the end, and we can say it at the end, but where do you cop it?
www.thegoodgratitude.com.
Boom. All right. Let's keep it moving.
But I also want to speak to why I brought this.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
No. Yes, of course. No.
Yes.
Yes, hit me. Why does that represent who you are as a person, and why'd you bring it? Yes.
I alluded to it earlier before, but, you know, I spoke about the fact that I've been able to put my heart into it, but it's also just a representation of my tenacity and like moving with fear. Yeah. Because like I said, I shot my laptop for ages, just thinking I couldn't do it, overthinking and worrying about perception. And like as artists, we do that sometimes. Like we think about how is this going to be perceived, you know?
For sure.
And I remember texting my friend about it, thinking and saying to her, like, what if people think that I've got everything all figured out? And what if people like have a perfection, what's the perception of me? Yeah. And I'm just like, that's so much pressure. I don't want that. Yeah. And she was just like, no one's going to think that. And if they do, then what? Yeah. Like, we're all human and we are just trying to create things from our hearts anyways. So yeah, it's a testament to just moving with the fear and getting it out there, doing it afraid, tenacity, bravery, courage, vulnerability, which is all the things that make me me.
Fire. Fire. Mic drop. Beautiful. I love that. Sweet. All right. Let's keep it moving. Number 2. What is your favorite sentimental gift that you have received from someone?
I had to think about this one a little bit.
Okay.
Gifts aren't really my love language like that. Yeah. I love to give a gift.
Okay.
I love to give a gift.
Yeah.
But receiving is not like, I love to receive a sentimental gift, like you say. Yeah.
But just general gift, you're
just like,
I'm
like, oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's just like, me?
Yeah, I'll take it. I will appreciate it. But it's just like, I'd rather spend time with you. Yeah. I'd rather eat with you. Yeah. I'd rather talk.
What's that one?
Quality time. Yeah. Quality time. I am physical touch. Yeah. I love her. Yeah. I love just being in the same space as the people I love. I'm just like, ugh.
For sure.
Yeah, so I had to think about this one, but it took me back to high school, actually. Okay. I had a friend who was amazing at giving gifts, and what made her so good was the fact that she would put time and effort and thought into it, and I still have her gifts. Wow. So one of the gifts, like, she put it all into this big jar. I still have it under my bed, and she cut up like colored paper, and on the blue she wrote the things I love about you. So I don't remember the colors, but like, let's just say the blue one, things I love about you. The red one was things I want to do with you, and then the pink one, I can't remember what it was, but yeah, something. Yeah. And the idea was to pick one out every day. Nice. And it's like, you read it, and on one day it's like, I love your smile, or a memory. Yeah. Was pink, my memory. Yeah. So that you pick up the pink one, and it's you know, a memory of us that we've shared together in the past, and then so on and so forth. And I still have that because I just loved receiving that. I was like, this is so, wow, like you sat there and you wrote all these things that you thought of, all the memories, you thought of all the things you love about me. Like, that's so kind.
For sure.
She made me a picture book of like all our past memories from like year 7 to year whatever age. She was excellent at giving gifts, and she did that for everyone around her.
For sure.
Yeah, she was really good. So, yeah, I like sentimental gifts that either people know that I want and need, or something like that where it's like,
for sure.
Yeah, coming from the heart. For
sure. And it's so interesting that you bring that up, you know, again, to bring back your journal, that, you know, and I can just tell it about you that you're such a positive person, that everyone around you was so supportive and positive, and that you just like bring in positive energy.
Oh, thanks.
And obviously, you know, the good gratitude is your want for, you know, other people to see the positive sides of, you know, their lives. But how it's so interesting hearing how other people around you have, you know, wanted to see the positive sides of you. Or, you know, want to, you know, that jar, like you mentioned, is pretty much like the equivalent of this. But in their way.
Exactly.
So, I guess what I'm saying is, like, what do you think is the importance of also, you know, just positive energy and, you know, just, you know, allowing that, you know, you have that type of circle where, you know, everyone is on the same page with that type of vibe?
Yeah, I think for me personally, like, we focus on the negative so much, just naturally as humans, like we just do that. And so why not just flip it? Why not just, instead of thinking about all the things that could go wrong, just flip it and think of actually what could go right. And I think I wrote this in the journal in the hope section, but sometimes having hope, or like, you know, hoping to be positive can be a little bit scary because you're daring to hope, like you're having the courage to hope that things will go well. What if it doesn't? You know, what if everything is really, really bad, and you know, what will happen then, and you spiral and you're overthinking. But that's such a waste of energy. I'm trying to teach myself, because what about thinking about what could go right? And sometimes it ends up turning out fine anyways, because we're resilient people. Like, whatever comes our way, we can handle it, we can do it. So I think for me, like, positivity is just a better option than negativity. And like I said, it's just something that I have to remind myself to reach for that, rather than overthinking and rather than reaching for the negativity. And more time, it comes when I'm overthinking, and then I have to pull myself out of it and be like, oh no, Henry, no, reach for the positive thought, reach for God, you know, like reach for something that is not the negative. And the people around me help me see that as well.
For sure.
Like if I'm overthinking, I'll hit up a friend and they'll sit with me and talk with me and, you know, remind me that I'm overthinking, or speak life into me and all of that. Like, that's so important, who you keep around you and how they speak to you. So important.
Definitely.
And I'm so lucky and blessed to have amazing people in my world. So yeah, positivity really is everything. Definitely. No, I agree. I 1000% agree. And it really shows. It really shows. All right, number 3. What is the first album that you ever bought or received? Ooh. Okay. It was the Pussycat Dolls album, PCD. 2005.
That's a time. That is a time. What's the go-to song?
Stick With You. That was my favorite song growing up.
What's can you recall a specific memory of that song being on? And put us in that scenario. If you can.
I think I bought it from, like, what was it called?
Sanity?
Sanity!
That's a throwback.
I bought it from Sanity, or my mom bought it for me from Sanity. And I don't even think I knew the Pussycat Dolls like that, but I got to know them real quick. Because I know if you put that album on right now, I will sing the whole album back to front. Promise. No words skipped.
Wow.
Stick With You. I just remember loving that song from the jump, like just hearing it. I think it's number 4 or number 5 on the album. Yep. And I loved it. I remember as kids, this is so funny, but as kids growing up in church, we used to have talent shows in like the car park of the church.
Goodness.
And that was my song.
Fire. I love that.
I don't want to go another day. Ooh, like how old was I? Maybe like 6, 7. What do I know about sticking with you forever? Nobody gonna treat me better. I might stick with you forever. Yo, that was my go-to song. I was singing all the time. I still remember that. I still have memories of like that, like being in the car park, singing that song. But I don't remember the first time I heard it.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not expecting you to, to remember that. And what is one of your favorite albums or songs currently?
Ooh, this is. You're gonna make me choose one, Rue?
Only one.
Just one?
Singular.
Can I choose an all-time favorite song?
Yeah.
Or does it have to be like right now?
It can be an all-time favorite.
Okay, my all-time favorite song is "The Best Things in Life Are Free" by Janet Jackson and Luther Vandross.
Oh, okay.
That's my all-time favorite song. It's just a feel-good song, and I love that song. I love "Changes" by Tupac. I love "Everywhere" by Fleetwood Mac.
Yep.
I love that song. I love. It's called "The Glow of Love" by Luther Vandross.
Yep.
And I love. Obviously, like a lot of gospel music as well. Yeah, but to choose one song for right now, I couldn't do that.
No, that's fair.
Nah,
That's
I'm
fair.
sorry.
There are so many.
There are so many. I'm going like I have to choose one.
Yeah.
I'm really liking "Remember" by Ashake right now. That's a good song. Sam Henshaw. He's a British artist, my favorite artist of all time.
Wow, okay.
No skips on his Mr. Introvert album, I think it's called. Oh, that's bad, I should know that.
It's your favorite album?
No, no skips on that album. Untidy Soul is the album. Mr. Introvert is the song. Yeah. But yeah, I can't give you one.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But you gave me something.
I gave you.
Like, yeah.
I gave you, yeah.
Nah, for sure. Dope. All right, let's keep moving. Number 4. Which I specifically tailored for Henry. What is a moment that you are most grateful for?
Ew. I'd probably say I'm grateful for this moment, for sure.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Love what you're doing.
Appreciate that.
Blessed and honored to be here to chop it up with you. So shout out.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I finished uni this week.
There we go. Shout out. What? What?
Like I finished uni.
Yo, that's fire.
This week.
What'd you graduate with?
I did international and global studies with international relations.
Fire.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Thank
Shout
you.
out. Let
and
Henry
I
know what's happening
graduate
next.
this week.
From which uni?
UCID.
UCID.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire. How was that journey? How was the uni? Yeah.
So hard and just on and off. Like this was a 3-4 year course. I did it in like 6-7 years. Like it's been long.
Yes. Once you cross that stage,
you know, and to be fair, like I've been doing things in between. I deferred for a bit, like COVID and all the things, but I'm at the finish line.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
As you should be. Shout out. Shout out.
So I'm grateful for that.
Fire. And you said a lot of international. Did you get a chance to study abroad?
I did actually. I was supposed to go to France because I also study French.
Yep.
But because of COVID, I didn't get to go.
Yeah.
So I went to India.
And
it was the best 6 weeks ever.
Fire.
Yeah. That was not a part of like my course, but because of COVID, they were like, okay, cool. You didn't get to do exchange. We'll make that your exchange experience. So yeah, it was so cool. We went to Mumbai.
Wow.
It was like 8 of us, I think it was. Studied there. traveled, did all the things. It was so fun.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yes, there's something about studying abroad or just going abroad for, just some reason, especially through uni. And anyone can travel. No, sorry, not everyone can travel.
True, not everyone can travel.
Not everyone can travel.
And this was like all expenses paid. I mean,
That's
accommodation paid, obviously like uni there paid. The only thing that we had, flights paid, the only thing we had to pay for was like living, food.
True.
So that was like sweetest deal.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And such a rich culture like India.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you stepped away going, wow, I really didn't understand the quality of life or all those things. So that's amazing. That's dope. But again, shout out to you for graduating. There you go.
Thank you.
Do you have anything else you're grateful that you're
that I'm grateful
for right now?
Right now, I'm grateful for my family and friends. I'm grateful for my new friends.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the good gratitude. I'm grateful for my car because she gets me around.
Hey, that'll work.
And for like the longest time, I didn't have her registered.
Oof.
And she was just sitting there collecting dust.
Oh no.
And I was just walking past her every day.
Just
Like, girl, I'm going to get the money. I promise. And the day I registered it, best believe I haven't stopped driving since.
Facts.
Which is so expensive. But
yeah, that's another word. You're telling me.
But I'm grateful to have my car.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Fire. All right. And number 5. What is something that represents your dreams and aspirations within your field?
What is something? Like a physical thing?
It could be a physical thing. I've had people say quotes.
Okay.
Before, I think, people have said feelings, however you want to interpret it.
I'm gonna go with my faith in God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love it.
I have to, because like I feel like my hopes, my dreams, my aspirations come from that.
For sure.
It also helps keep me grounded throughout the process of dreaming and aspiring.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy, like I said before, to get lost in the source of number one, the compliments, or number two, the things that aren't going well.
Yeah.
It's so easy to fixate on that.
Definitely.
And so for me, having that like foundation of Christ and God to come back to is everything.
Yeah.
So that when I'm dreaming, I know, okay, cool, there's a plan, there's a purpose that's bigger than me.
Yeah.
I'm going to be okay.
For sure.
And when I'm down and out, or like when I'm stressed or worried, I still know that there's a purpose and a plan, and it's beyond me. So
Definitely.
Yeah, I'll choose that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If you can pinpoint the moment where you're like, God, I put my full trust in you. You might have grown up in a Christian household, but even growing up in a Christian household for a lot of people out there still doesn't mean that they will go that path.
True.
So, what was the moment where you're like, no, I put my all in him. I trust.
I grew up in a Christian household, grew up in church.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, I feel like I'm constantly having that moment of, God, I have to put my trust in you.
Yep.
God, I have to put my trust in you. I do remember being like in Sunday school and just like being like, God is awesome. Like, God is real cool. Like, God is good. Like, what?
You're my guy.
Yeah, so, if I was to give you a specific moment, I guess because everyone has to have that one moment. I don't think I can pinpoint it. And I think that's simply because of like growing up, for me personally, growing up in church and constantly reaffirming that. I also am not perfect and like, I'm not perfect, and so I'm constantly having to understand my faith in God and constantly trying to like rework my relationship with God and strengthen it, make it, better, for lack of a better word. But I don't think I had like a moment, but I think it's so beautiful people who do.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do you have a moment?
I've
become the interviewer.
I love when people actually ask me the question back. I feel like I've had a couple moments
Nice.
where it's like, it's been a moment and then just, you know, just life has just happened and then I've kind of been drawn away. But when I was at church this past Sunday, I had a really dope conversation with my, which is one of the ministers, and about just the journey that it took me back to here, because he's like,
nice.
do you feel like this church is home?
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, I do. I went through a big journey about, trying to find my home. I lived in America and I experienced church over there, and, the black experience being in a, more Baptist, like, specific church, and, my introduction to mega churches, I experienced Hillsong over the past few years.
Yeah.
And, but at the core of it, the church that I was baptized in when I was a kid, that I was confirmed in, and that, I'm currently at, I was like, it's so interesting that it still came full circle, where 10 years ago I was at youth group and that was like the last time I was like solidly in the congregation.
Yeah,
and then since there it's been like a very up and down, not because of my trust in them or I've always believed in God, but just finding myself, finding that out.
I hear that.
And it's like,
and figuring out what it means for you and your place in the church. Yeah, I get that.
So it's so interesting that the Sunday was, that moment where it's like, wow, like I feel like I'm finally on a more consistent path where I can be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like now let me work on myself as being a better Christian and all that type of stuff. So
and you will figure it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So that's mine. But no, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, we've got a couple more questions, or one more question technically. But before we do that, it's game time. It's game time because I love games.
I love a game too.
So I know that you're not an artist. Your sibling is, but so we'll see how we go with this. But what I'm going to get you to do is you're going to executive produce a collab track.
Okay.
Where you get to choose 4 artists, a producer, and a videographer.
Okay.
And they are all local artists.
Cool. A producer, a videographer,
and 4 artists.
And 4 artists.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And everyone is local.
And everybody is local.
Yes.
Okay. My producer is going to be Kimmy, because I love her and she's so talented.
Yep.
My videographer is going to be Jace Lays, because she's so talented and has such an eye for good art and vision. So I'm going to choose her.
Yep.
My 4 local artists is going to be none other than that boy Kwame, my brother. He's doing the verse. And then I have my best friend Mauli on vocals. And I'm also going to have Ashley as well on vocals as well. And I can just like I can hear the melodies right now. Mauli's voice, Ashley's voice blending together. Let's go. And then that's 2. And then I'm going to choose, I've got 2 more. That was 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so, this is good.
Mauli, Ashley, so you got 1 more.
Yeah, 1 more. Ooh, who's gonna blend with their voices? Who should I choose? I'm thinking maybe Devora. I'm also thinking like, you know what? You know what would be fire?
Okay.
I reckon Devora's doing a verse as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Devora and my brother are doing a verse.
Yep.
And then Ashley and Mauli are on the chorus.
On the chorus?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know what the song is going to be, but they're all my people, so that's how it's going to go.
What's the style? We're thinking it seems like general hip hop R&B, but like, do you have any like? Is there any more specific, like a more hype vibe, or more like?
It's giving soulful.
Soulful.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's giving a soulful vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
And finally, what's happening in the video?
Me, I've chosen all
these people. Do I not ask these questions? Okay, cool, yeah.
What's happening in the video? Okay, so. Nah, but oh man. I've just chosen people who I know and love and who are my people. But I don't know what's happening in the video.
That's all right.
Maybe where, what is the song even about?
So you're executive producing the track.
Yeah, I know.
It can be anything.
It could be anything.
So you said soulful.
Maybe
So it's a soulful track.
Yeah. Okay, it's a hype soulful track because Rich and Devora are on a verse, and that's gonna be hype.
Yep.
But then I've got really soulful vocalists. Can you help me?
No. I'm gonna say no. I'm not gonna help you.
Maybe we're talking about gratitude. We're lucky to be alive.
Boom. Boom. Fire. Fire. All right.
It's them watching this being like
all right, just wrap it up.
Someone's like, save her.
Oh, goodness. All right, so wrap it up. We got That Boy Kwame, Devora, Maoli, Ashley over a Kimmy production with Jay Slays on the videography.
Sure.
Well, let's see if that ever turns into anything. That'll be fire. I'll listen to that track. I'd love that track. That track will be fire.
Let's go.
But all right, let's get to the final question.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm being dead serious. I'm a big fan of all of them.
Let's go.
So no, I would see that and I'd be like, oh, I'm pressing play on that immediately.
Yeah, right? Because you're like, what's that going to be like?
Yeah, I am
and
very
then you'll
curious.
listen to it and it's going to be angelic.
Yep.
Yeah.
No. I'd see that on my Spotify. Was it a New Music Friday? And I'll be like, oh no, that one's first play.
Like?
Press.
Yeah, let me stand by my choice. Matter of fact, yeah.
That's the way. Wait till the Good Gratitude album comes out. Executive produced by you.
Exactly. Whoa.
The app.
Hold on.
No, I'm just. I want some executive production ideas. All right. Final question.
Okay.
What is a personal moment that stands out to you that has impacted your craft in a certain way?
Personal moment that stood out to me that's impacted my craft.
It could be your acting. It could be the journal itself. I know we've touched on a couple moments here and there, but yeah.
A personal moment that stood out to me that's impacted my craft.
Yes.
Okay. I'll probably tell you a story. I tell this story often, but it was the way that I got my first ever screen gig. So I was doing YouTube at the time. Okay. And my friend, Chika, she wrote a play or part of a play. Yeah. And I played, Chioma was her name in the play. Nice. And it was called The House at Boundary Road. And I got to perform and act in that. One of my first ever roles. And one night there was a casting director in the audience. Her name is Daisy Hicks. And she DM'd me after seeing that show. And she was like, hey, I watch your YouTube videos, love your work. And I saw you in this show. Do you want to audition for a role, like a TV show that we're casting for? Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so cool. Yeah. Of course, me being me, imposter syndrome hit as well. I was like, can I do this? Will I get it? All the things. Yeah. Chika helped me audition for it. Because that was my first ever screen audition as well. So I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah. And thank God I got it. She called me and she told me that I got the role. And then she asked if I had agents. And then she hooked me up with agents. And things kind of just started rolling from there. For sure. And I think I choose that moment because it's just such a testament to, number one, like what can happen when you're just like doing your thing, when you're on path and when you're just following your heart and your dreams. Yeah. And also a testament to like the people that you have around you that will support you and help you along the way. And also the fact that like Chika following her dream in writing meant that I could be in that, and then, you know, like the snowball effect of us all supporting each other, helping each other get where we want to go. And also just like the things that God can do so suddenly and so randomly, like, and unconventionally when you least expect it. So that's a massive defining moment for me. It's just the fact that that happened and the impact it's had on my life today. For sure. Yeah. For sure. And I think that's a beautiful way to end this episode. Thank you so much once again for coming on. Yeah. It's been a long time coming, but we finally got here. We did it. And I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Me too. Before we go, here's where I roll out the red carpet for you, where you can let the people know what is
what's happening,
What's happening.
what to direct them to.
Cool. The journals are almost sold out, guys. The journals are almost sold out. Obviously, I will be making a new order. I'll do another drop. But get your Good Gratitude journal. You can get it in our Instagram bio, but it's easier to type in www.thegoodgratitude.com and practice some gratitude and live a beautiful, wholesome life as best as we can, because life is bleak enough as it is. So why not make it a little bit brighter?
For sure. Once again, I am Ru, aka the Culture Black Kid. Henrietta Amevor.
Yeah.
Catch you next time. Peace.
See you.